guys, what's up? It's Natasha and welcome back to another reading vlog. I am quite excited for this reading vlog because I have been kind of in a reading slump or reading drag, if you want to call it, these past few weeks. So I didn't do a reading vlog for Gleam. I'm still busy with Industrial Magic, for those of you who watched my 24-hour reading vlog. So Gleam, I gave it 5 out of 5 stars because I thoroughly enjoyed it. So let me show you what I'm reading. Okay, so sorry about the lighting, but it is like past 7, but I am reading Industrial Magic by Kelly Armstrong. This book is about a white witch and she has to investigate murders that are happening in the shaman community. Was it the sorcerer community, and a little history about the witches and the sorcerers is they do not get along very well. They actually hate each other. But she's currently dating a sorcerer, so there's a bit of a weird tension between her and the sorcerers, and I don't know, there's some kind of weird tension between her and her boyfriend, so I'm dying to see what happens. I'm currently at 60%, so I'm pretty sure I can finish this by tonight or tomorrow. And then we have Earthbound by Evelyn Pike. This book is about an 18-year-old sole survivor of a plane crash, and she is being haunted by a young boy, and she's starting to see visions and strange stuff everywhere she goes, especially in the small town that she's now in, because she's living with her aunt and her uncle. And there are secrets that she discovers as to why these things are happening to her, and she discovers that a lot of people she trusted, they have kept secrets from her. And now she is, trying to discover herself and trying to discover what actually led to the plane crash and why she is the sole survivor of this plane crash. So I'm quite excited to read this book. This is a reread for me. I read this book last year, about the same time this year. I hope that made sense. Hope you guys are excited for this reading vlog. If you are, please give it a thumbs up. Join me on my journey. For now, I think I'm going to take a shower, just relax, get in bed, and then, read my evening away. Hey everyone, so after a very busy day today, I finally got to sit down and I read a bit and I finished Industrial Magic. There's so much to unpack about this book. I can honestly say that I only started enjoying it once Elena and Clay popped up. If you're not following the story, Elena and Clay are 2 werewolves, and the whole Kelly Armstrong Woman of the Other World started with Elena and her pack, and it's quite different for me to jump into Paige's story and enjoy it as much because there's not much witty banter or anything. But I did enjoy the book. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Mostly because there was some really interesting plot twists happening. The suspect was someone I really didn't know or didn't expect. So, yeah, interesting read. I'll put on my full review and everything on Goodreads if you want to go check it out. Right now, I'm reading Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. This is mainly due to the fact that I left my Kindle at home and I was at a function and I was waiting. I was an hour early. Great. Anyway, so I didn't have my Kindle with me, so I couldn't finish Industrial Magic, and I only have Kindle Unlimited on my phone. Just to clarify, Industrial Magic is on my Kindle, but it's not on my Kindle app on my phone, so that's why I couldn't access it. And so I started reading Reminders of Him. I'm 7% into it. I don't really know what the story is about. All I know is this woman is trying to confide in her family after giving birth to her daughter while in prison, and she's trying to reconcile with the family, but she's also, I don't know, cooking up a romance with a bartender in another town. That is what I'm getting. But from what I've seen, a lot of people say it's a very sad story, so I don't know how I feel about sadness right now. I'm definitely not in the mood to cry. And then while reading Reminders of Him, I also decided I'm going to pick up Earthbound by Evelyn Pike, obviously, because this is really a book that I want to reread and I'm quite excited about it. So I'm going to read about 20% of Reminders of Him, and then I'm going to jump to Evelyn Pike. And the book is let me quickly check. I think it's 300 and something. Okay, 338 pages. So maybe if I can get to maybe like 100 pages tonight, that would be great. So that I can read this in 3 days. But yeah, that's basically the update I have for you. I'll update you guys when the time comes. Okay, hey guys, so I'm at 16% of Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover, and I'm quite enjoying it. This is my second Colleen Hoover book, and what I can say is her writing style makes the book very easy to read and very fast to go through. So I'm flying through the book, which is a good thing. Yeah, I don't know. I was actually thinking of reading up until halfway in the book and then reading Earthbound, but it feels like a lot, like really a lot. But we shall see how far I get with Earthbound. Maybe I'll finish it by Friday. But anyway, so I kind of have this idea down of what Reminders of Him is. So I get this idea that Kenna, who's been in prison for 5 years, she has been convicted of what she calls it unintentional homicide. What I can gather is she accidentally caused the death of her boyfriend. And through the book, she's writing letters to him, you know, with her everyday experience. And apparently she's been writing like 300 letters to him up until this point where I've been reading. And then we also follow her late boyfriend's best friend. She discovered recently that it was her late boyfriend's best friend, and she doesn't know what to do about it because he's the only link between her and her daughter, and she can't seem to get it right to go see her daughter. She really wants to see her daughter, but the people her daughter lives with doesn't want her to see her daughter. I think they view her as a failure. I don't know what. I haven't gotten that far into the book, but I can see why a lot of people, you know, would be upset about this book. Not in a bad way, but in a way that maybe at the end of the book, this is her way. She stopped writing to Scott, or as she calls him, Scotty, and, you know, she finally moves on with her life. So that is the idea I'm getting of this book. I'll let you know. I haven't yet touched Earthbound. I paged through it. And, you know, had this nostalgic thing going on, but I'm going to read up until 20% of Reminders of Him. Then I'm going to jump into Earthbound and see how far I get tonight. I just finished 21% of Colleen Hoover's Reminders of Him, and yeah, so far my thoughts haven't changed at all. It's still Kenna trying to make contact with her daughter, but she first has to make contact with her daughter's grandparents. The grandparents are from the late boyfriend's side, so I think they're really opposed to the fact that Kenna wants to make contact with her daughter, because that's just a step they don't want to take with the daughter. Most likely because she's 5, she won't understand what's happening. So yeah, it's a pretty intense topic to talk about. I've never picked up a book where, you know, it talks about the woman's struggles after being in prison, how you have to pick up your life once again after being in prison for so long. And it's just a very interesting way for Colleen to incorporate it in her stories. I think this is a contemporary romance, but it's like a sad contemporary romance. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to dive into Earthbound right now and see if I can get into 100 pages. So I'm going to start reading this book. I want to appreciate the beauty of it. I mean, the light doesn't do it justice, but it's such a beautiful book. I can't wait to dive into it. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Hope you're all doing good. I picked up Earthbound by April and Pike. I thought I could read 100 pages in an hour. Turns out when you're tired, you can't. I ended up reading up until page 60 or somewhere along there, and then I went to bed because I was tired. So I've been reading this morning. It's going a bit slow because I'm quite busy at work today, but yeah, so far I'm thoroughly enjoying the rereading of Earthbound. It's quite interesting to, I don't know how to explain it. So Tavia has been seeing this ghost guy for a while. He's been haunting her, but he's actually in her mind stalking her. So then she confronts him and he's like, oh no, I can't explain anything to you, but you just need to come with me. And I don't know about you, but if a stranger says you need to come with me, I'll be like, no thank you. And she's just like, oh okay, I can't do it now because it's 8 o'clock at night, but I can do it sometime, another time. And I'm just like, child, she's 18. Not a few years older than me, but I'm just like, what? I know why she's so drawn to him and why she just gives into everything he says, even though he's like a ghost of some kind. I know why. But I remember just the first time reading this and I'm thinking, this is kind of creepy that this guy, he showed up at 2 a.m. at her house and just stared at her. So yeah, it's a very interesting book and I'm quite enjoying it, so we shall see how it goes. Hey guys, what's up? It's Thursday today. Yes, okay, so I did make a lot of progress in my books. I just haven't, you know, given an update as much because I'm enjoying the reading too much. So anyway, I am currently at 42% of Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. There's just so much to unpack, so much emotions evolving around this book. Because Kenna has been imprisoned and she's now trying to make contact with her daughter and the grandparents don't want her to, it kind of makes me feel like, you know, give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe just try and see, because she doesn't, you know, want custody of her daughter. She just wants to see her daughter, see how her daughter is, see how her daughter looks like, if she's like her father, who Kenna loved very much, and if she is someone entirely, you know, different. But yeah, unfortunately they don't, you know, they don't want anything to do with her because she is the cause of their son's death, and according to them he was a miracle child, so you know, they lost a lot. And I can see their point of view, but I also understand her point of view, where she just wants to see her daughter. And it's a very emotional read, so I don't know where the story is going. I'm quite excited to see how, you know, it develops over time and that. But so far that's the only thoughts I have. It's just very upsetting, you know, that is how the people react to a woman that made a mistake. And I'm not saying what she did was right. It was completely, you know, it was wrong in a way, but I don't know the full story, so I can't just dive in and say, oh yeah, she was wrong, you know, for leaving him on the side of the road. Maybe something happened, maybe she was drunk, maybe she was high, I don't know. So we shall see how the story goes. And then I'm almost halfway with Earthbound by Evelyn Pike. Look, I know how the story goes, I know what's going to happen, but the fact that Tavia keeps jumping between two guys, the one that she's known for like 8 months and the one that's been haunting her, is giving me whiplash. I know why the stuff is happening. It's just that she, 1 minute when she's with Benson, her best friend of 8 months, she's like, oh yeah, I like him. And then the next moment when she's thinking about the guy that's haunting her dream, she feels guilty that she's with Benson. And I'm like, okay, I just have to push through it. And yeah, for the second time reading the book, I don't know if because I'm reading it faster, but it feels like everything is just so rushed. I'm not knocking the book, I'm still enjoying the book. I just feel like there's so many things happening and it's so jarring. And I think that's what Evelyn Pike is trying to accomplish. She wants you to be just as confused as the character, and I'm very confused because they're giving terms that I completely forgot, and I'm like, I don't know who these people are. All I know is they are magical, they have magic abilities or whatever, but while talking about them I'm like, I'm very confused. Anyway, I might finish Reminders of Him today, but yeah, that's the update I've got for you so far. I think I'm going to make myself a cup of tea, and then I'm going to continue reading up until 10-ish, and then I'll have to start working, but hopefully during the work hours it won't be so hectic as yesterday, so that I can actually, when everything is calm, I can actually sit and read and finish one of the books. I estimate that I will finish Reminders of Him today and maybe Earthbound tomorrow. Hey guys, okay, quick update. I haven't finished any book yet, but I read up until, what's that page? Where am I now? 59% of Colleen Hoover's Reminders of Him. It feels like everything is still going by very slow, but it's also fast tracking. I don't know how to explain it, it just feels that way. But I had this rant with my mom just now about small towns and the gossips that go with the small towns, and it's not eminent in Colleen Hoover, but it's so annoying that, and it's actually scary because we all do it. We gossip and then we add stories, and then it just bombs out and goes, and it actually hurts the person. So I was quite annoyed with the what's his name, Ledger, he calls it the bomb brigade. I was quite annoyed with them. They labeled Kenna as a drug addict and she's dangerous for the kid and all that kind of stuff, and I was just like, okay, I'm not going to say anything, but this is a bit too much. But I'm going to stop reading Colleen Hoover now. Also finished work just now, it's past 7, so fun times. Anyway, so luckily tomorrow's Friday, which means I can relax tomorrow morning, just read, take it slow, and hopefully, yeah, the day isn't as stressful as all the other previous days. Hey guys, what's up? Hope you have an amazing Friday. I don't know why I keep saying that, but yeah. Anyway, I just finished Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover, and I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I'm coming to realize that romances are not my books, even if it's contemporary romance, and I'm not a romance fan. I like, you know, the gooey, ooey romance stuff going with it. It's not for me. Anyway, I want magic involved and, you know, fantasies for me. Fantasy, if it's romance, sure. But anyway, it was a wholesome story. I really did enjoy it. I didn't cry, you know, as everyone says they have. It's just, I had a few moments where I was like, okay, this is really sweet. I didn't cry with Scotty's letter. Spoiler alert, I also didn't cry when she met her daughter. So all in all, it was just a very nice story, very wholesome story. I definitely enjoyed Verity from Colleen Hoover a lot more than this book. I know a lot of people say Colleen Hoover's either a hit or a miss, and this was kind of a miss for me. So those are my final thoughts on the book. I actually thought the book was going to end badly. I thought Kenna was going to leave town, and then 2 years down the line they would find out she committed suicide or something like that. And I know it's a very heavy topic to discuss and everything, but that was just my thoughts. I really thought everything was going to go south. I am going to pick up, if I can pick it up, I'm going to pick up Earthbound by Evelyn Pike now. I hope to finish it by tonight or today. I'm not sure. I've got this much left, so I'm sure I'll be able to do it. Hey guys, happy Sunday, happy Mother's Day. Yeah, I finally finished Earthbound by Evelyn Pike. I just put it back in my bookshelf, as you can see right there. No, right there. I don't know what, I was pointing at the wrong thing. Anyway, so yeah, it was quite an interesting read. I thoroughly did enjoy it. Second time round was not as groundbreaking for me, mostly because I know what was going to happen. So yeah, it's quite difficult to explain. I mean, the rest of the information was kind of just dumped on you as a reader in the last half of the book. So if you come out confused when reading this book, it's understandable. Because I remember the first time I was reading it and I finished it, I was like, what just happened? I thoroughly still enjoyed it, even though I knew what was going to happen. There were also things that I missed that I noticed, you know, the second time reading, as one usually does when you read the book the second time. But I think I'm going to give this book a 4.8 out of 5. And then for... what other book did I read? Oh, Reminders of Him. I will give that a 4.5 out of stars. So if you guys enjoyed this reading vlog, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below which books you read this week or which books you are busy reading. And I will see you guys in a video next week. Bye!